Yo, what is up, YouTube or whatever? Um, so this is fucking random because like I have not made a video in like a while, and I know my channel is like fucking irrelevant, like cause I don't really got that many viewers and shit. But I've been wanting to make a video. I've been wanting to get back on this shit, but I haven't had time or everything, and also especially because I don't really have a computer to be like recording, because I've been wanting to like do let's plays and shit, but I don't really have a good computer, and I fucked up buying a stupid Chromebook, and apparently that you can't do shit on that thing. But well, I decided to buy a fucking tripod, and I fucking lost the oh shit, I lost the little thing, the clip for your phone. And so I ended up buying today a fucking little like $4 weird ass dog tripod thing that I can use at least for like tech profiles. I don't think I can use it to like record battles with my friend. But I'm gonna be trying to like make a little more content like in card games and in video games. So I was gonna make a deck profile for Mystic Knights in Buddy Fight, but the thing is that basically, the game is dying. The game is dead. Basically, like there's not gonna be any more sets and shit, and well, yeah, basically it's like dead. But I still really like the game, and like it's just something that it really helped me throughout a lot of shit that was going on in my life and shit. And like I don't feel like I'm gonna like stop playing it, honestly. And so I have my like favorite deck right now, like this, ever since I found out about this deck, other than like the Divine Guardians, which is like the first deck I ever made to like start playing. Ever since I started playing this deck, I just fell in love with it, and I've always liked my Magic World in general. And it's just like this deck just, I don't know, I had like a connection or something with it, and it's just so like I fucking love it. Okay, so I didn't realize that I was literally shuffling the fucking deck while I was like doing the intro and shit. So I had to like reorganize everything. It's just that I just apparently picked up the deck and I just started shuffling it without realizing. But anyway, let's just start with the profile. So I'm not gonna show my buddy yet, because like it's a dumb thing, a dumb buddy I picked, because it's like I really like the card, and like honestly you can just make it anytime. So you can literally make your buddy whatever the fuck you want. It's just that I really like this card and I can use it in the deck, so I'm gonna fucking use it. Anyway, so I'm running basic. Let me just say this right now. I do not have some of the cards. For example, like I don't have one of the spells for Magic, which is Sephiroth's Lecture. And sadly I don't have that because I haven't been able to buy them yet. And I do not have some of the generic spells that everybody's running. For example, like stuff like Loyalty, and like the new one, the something about Sun Deity, I don't fucking know. I don't have that yet. So yeah, I'm not, don't, if you have them, you can just add them, take whatever the fuck you want out. It's just that I don't really have them yet, and I don't feel like proxying, because I already proxied 2 cards, and like that's already like too much for me, honestly. Anyway, I run 4 Asagi, the bassist. Anyway, basically, if you have another Mystic Knight in the field, you call her, you get a free gauge and draw. That's mostly why I have her, because like I've had battles basically with my friends where it's like so I've always think deck thinning is deck winning. So if I can just basically like call her, I have a mystic, have a like the item, or I have a mystic in the field, call her, Gauge draw, and then I draw one more of her, I'm like, okay, I'm already gonna be fine, because like what I mostly care about right now is my gauge, because most of the cards like cost a lot of gauge. For example, all the sinks, they normally cost 2 gauge just to take them out. Unless you have the item on, it's gonna reduce it by 1. But if you don't, it's gonna be 2 gauge every time. So I've had days where it's like I open her first hand, I call her with a like item or something. I call her, she does the effect gauge draw, and then this is my draw, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna throw her down. Then I put her down, and it's like, okay, I do the same thing, gauge draw, and I draw one more, and I'm like, okay, well, fuck it, I'm gonna do it again, gauge draw. And I do play Gambit just because of that, because like I do like having like the option to just gauge and draw, which is not that bad, honestly. So, but I only play one. So I play 4 of the newest one. Yeah, flaming red prison of love sync. I mostly play him at 4. It's just because honestly, like the counter call, like bro, he comes out for free. He's like a fucking 6'6", you know, 6'6", I don't fucking. Okay, so honestly, my main language is English, and I have trouble like saying like both like numbers, because like we say it a different way in Spanish, and then in English it's like the different way, and it's just confusing sometimes. So whatever, I'm just like say it's 6'6". So 6'6" you can call him for 2 gauge, and I think he gets called on top. No, you call him for 2 gauge, you put the top card of your soul into your gauge, into this card's soul. But if you're gonna counter call, I think it's if you cast a fire, or you can just put it on top of, yeah, you can just put it on top of a Mystic Knight with 9 or more or greater power on the field without paying its call cost. And then it has the effect, if you cast a fire, you gain 1 life and you deal damage to your opponent. Honestly, I run a more the way I play the deck is more aggressive than defensively, because I sometimes do want to FTK, and I have been able to FTK before with this type of deck. So that's why I like I run it at 4, just because I can literally, it's not a once per turn counter call. So if I have my, oh shit, my bad. Okay, if I have my full board, like my full board, basically the other 2 sinks, the one that like gives you crit and I think counter attack and penetrate, and then the double attack and I think penetrate or something, and whatever the last one, it could be anything. Honestly, I could just be like 2 crits and then the double attack, which is what I like to do normally. But you know, it's basically you attack with everything, you counter call, you can attack again. If you cast a fire, you're gonna get a life and you're gonna deal damage, which is basically, that's already more than 10. But on top of that, you can just call again on whichever. You're going to deal 2 more damage. And if you cast a fire, technically, if you do not call on top of the one that gives double attack, these will get double attack, both of them. So it's like you're making 8 attacks, because you're making 4 attacks more. Unless you like call another one, and then somehow if like you fucking open like all 4 of them for some reason, then honestly that's like really shitty. But if you have a way to like draw into them, which is like this deck doesn't really need any more draw, because it's already nutty when it draws. So I run 4 of Sync Apprentice. Honestly, it's just like counter, add a spell to your hand. I think it's only on your turn though. But like, you know, adding a fire spell to your hand on a counter is not that bad. Okay? Even on when you're on like battle phase, your opponent's like, oh, like let's just say Max Dragon. Max Dragon has I think a spell where it's like raise the attack by a certain amount or something like that. I'm not sure. I have the deck, but I don't think I run that. I'm not sure if that was the deck that like gets plus whatever. But it's still like, you know, Max Dragon is like already a deck that goes over 10k, right? So this deck also goes over that, but you have to use your resources. You have to use them wisely. But if you do that, if you do use them right, you're most of the time, you're not gonna be left with 0 cards in your hand. So you're gonna be fine. So it does have double attack and it also has counter attack. So it's already, it has those two built in for free. It does have 2 crits as well, but it's a 6/6. And it also, if you cast a fire, he also gives your like all your Mystic Knights +3. So he basically does the same thing as the other 2 sinks. So if you do not have 2 of the critical ones, and you can just put him in there. Hey, you're gonna get a free spell. So I run 3 of Bewitching Crimson, which is basically he gives you +1 critical. Honestly, that's mostly it. You cast a fire, he does the same thing as the other one, like you get +3. But you know, if all Mystic Knights that have +9, like 9 or more, they get a critical. And honestly, like with one fire spell, you're already gonna be at +9. So I do run 3, mostly because I do like having like 2 of them on the field, and then having the one that like double attacks on the other side, because it has come up a lot, and that's like mostly how you like get to like FTK. Honestly, oh my bad, I can't even talk. I only run 2 of the old one, which is basically you cast a spell +3, and then after that, when your Mystic Knight have 12 or more, they gain double attack. Yeah, they only get double attack. This one I think gives penetrate, right? Yeah, this one gives penetrate. This one gives double attack. That's what I got confused. But yeah, I only run 2. Because honestly, like, just giving double attack is fine. But I don't want to, like, have him a lot, like, all the time in my hand. But it's also kind of nice to have him at least 2 or 3. Because they do all take 2 souls. And which basically means taking 2 cards from the top of your deck into your soul. So we basically have 3 monsters left. They're all 1-ofs. I played just 1 of the new Asagi, because it's nice to have her be a counter call. Like, I can just call her from my hand at any time, put her on top of a Mystic Knight and everything. But honestly, like, it's her effect is when you attack, you get a gauge and a life. So that's, I guess, fine. I think you also, yeah, you draw a card, you get a gauge, and you get a life. But honestly, like, you know, I don't know. It's like, okay, she does have move and soul guard. She does have 6, but she has 6 attack, 3 fucking defense, so it's not that good. She can only do her counter when you cast a fire spell, though. So I want 1 of Hisui, mostly because I fucking love this card. Like, this card actually, last year in Springfest, it on the team one, it actually had won me so many times, so many games, bro. Like, it's crazy because, like, I would open up nuts, and it's like normally I would open up like just this. And then, because, like, the first turn, you don't really want to overcommit if you're going to have, like, spells that can, like nullify and everything. So you would just put the old one, because, like, back then, we only had, like, these 2, right? We only had these 2 out. And so I didn't want to overcommit, so I would just like put him on the field and then put him out. But this would mostly be like a little bait, because like it's just like you do two. They're gonna either put the Crimson, the bewitching one, or him. So if you put bewitching, he's gonna go to 3K, like 3. Yeah, he's gonna go to 6K. He's gonna have one more critical. You can probably cast like a spell, because you're obviously gonna cast a spell on your first turn, because you want to like draw all your resources, right? You want to have all your resources, so when your opponent goes, you're gonna be able to like go over what their max power is, and with your defense. So when it goes back to your turn, you're gonna be able to like do more, like just go all out. So mostly his effect was when he attacks, he looks at the top card. If it's a fire, you deal a damage. And you put in, if it's a fire, you put it into your hand and you deal damage. Honestly, I used to love that effect so much, because like I would just play him. People would be like, why do you even play that? And I'm like, well, honestly, I just really like it. Like, I used to play it because like I like the artwork and I thought the effect was pretty cool. But once I started playing with the deck, I had no idea how many cards in the deck were fire. Like, I knew kind of, but like I did not know like the exact ratios where you would actually have a chance. And they were pretty fucking high. Like, the times I would be like, oh, like I'm gonna just attack 3 and then reveal the top card, that's already 4 damage. Like, you already got your opponent like a little, not over half, but it's almost at half. If you can manage to put both out, like both of the bewitching crimsons and this, that's basically 4 damage. And if you land the thing, that's basically 5. And then if you had any type of spell and you had enough gauge, where I think the Garga Magic World spell, it might do 5, but I'm not sure on the restrictions because I haven't really read it. But if you can have any spell that basically does 5 damage, you know, like that's already a FTK right there. One stupid card, which is like all up to chance, honestly, because it says if it's a fire. So that's why I used to play it. And then this is basically my buddy, which is Burn Nova, like the original one, because I don't have the Rebirth one yet. But yeah, I just really, this card is just a card that it's like my favorite fucking card in the game, honestly. I really fucking love Ancient World. It's an Omnilord, so you can like play it. You can put one in your like buddy zone and then one in your deck. Basically, it's a Rebirth card type of card. Like if you land at, if you get 0, like your life goes to 0, you pay 3 gauge, discard your whole hand. This card comes out. Basically, your opponent can't do shit to it, and it's like fucking has triple attack and shit. So like, you know, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. It brings your life back to 1. It gives you 1 more turn. You don't have to worry about like the gauge in this deck, because like honestly, I've done so many test duels with this shit, and it's like the gauge is fine. The gauge is always gonna be fine. So I only played 3 of the newer item. I originally wanted to like play 2 of this one and 2 of the old one, mostly because the old one does give itself a crit, and it cannot be nullified if it attacks alone. That's also another thing I used to do with this card and the ones that like raise critical. But this one, honestly, is just a bit better. It doesn't it can get nullified if it attacks alone, and it can get nullified even if it doesn't attack alone. It reduces your Mystic Knight by 1 gauge. Honestly, that's pretty good, because like it's gonna make all the sinks 1 gauge, and then whatever, if you do decide to play anything that's like Mystic Knight for that has like a gauge 1 gauge cost, it's gonna be basically free. So yeah, and it's 3 and 2 critical, and it does have Soul Guard. So that's kind of like good. It like protects you. Okay, onto the spells. I'm playing 3 Lunatic Circus. Basically, pay 1 life. Add up to 1 Mystic Knight, right? No, put up the total of 2 Mystic Knight monsters from your drop to your hand, and then you can. The other effect is you can call up to 1 Mystic Knight from your hand or drop zone by paying its call cost. Honestly, normally I would just add, because I can have like one of them to actually play it, the other one for like discard fodder, just in case I need a discard. So yeah, and it doesn't really cost a gauge, it's just a life. Okay, if it wasn't obvious yet that I really do like this deck, because like most of my cards are actually kind of foil. I play 3. I have a full playset. I have but I did not buy Ragnarok. It's just that my friend, he actually got them for me, because we did do a trade where I gave him some like I think it was a Ganma from like Yu-Gi-Oh! The Starlight Rare, which is like almost $100, and then a bunch of other stuff like bulk and everything. And this deck is like 150 normally, so we kind of rounded up like the price, and that's how I got it. But yes, I am playing 3. I have the other one, like honestly I might put it to the fucking side deck. I just really like this card. I have playing 3 nice ones with the Mystic Knight artwork. It's basically Pot of Greed, kind of. Pay 1, draw 2. That's it. I wonder what it does. Okay, so I also played 3 of Flame of Memories. Is kind of the same thing, but this one is pay 1 gauge, discard 1 Mystic Knight from your hand, draw 3 cards. That's it. Right? Yeah, draw 3. Honestly, it's pretty good. Like, that draw power is just amazing. Then I play also 3 Nightmare Cage. Honestly, this card is simply fucking amazing. Pay 1 gauge, 1 life. Restand all Mystic Knights on the field. I think it's only monsters, right? No, it's all Mystic Knight. So then for the rest of this turn, they can attack on the final phase. So after you did like fucking, I don't know, 12 attacks, you can literally just go like pay 1 gauge, 1 life, cast this, withstand everything. That's like 4 more attacks if you have the item and you have everything on the field. And if it's if you're activating this during the final phase, or your opponent is like, I don't remember which of the generic ones was it that ends your battle phase. I think it's, I'm not sure if it's loyalty or if it's what was it, break something, or body block. No, I don't think it's body block. I don't know, because I know loyalty, like you cannot call after like a certain number, so I'm not sure. Anyway, so basically, yeah, just restand everything, attack again. Like, if you haven't overkilled your fucking opponent by now, for some reason, I don't know how, like this motherfucker pulling some Gao shit, like having like fucking Thunder Empire, like 600 shields in his deck for some reason. Like, oh, let me just pull out this blue shield, green shield, red shield, fucking bot shield, sun dragon shield. Somehow I'm using this other shield, fucking the deity dragon shield, bro. Yeah, you're supposed to fucking kill him by now. If that doesn't happen, obviously. So I play the other best card in the deck. I played 3 of these. I want to play 4, but honestly, like, I'm still trying to like find the generic cards, so I don't know what I'm gonna take out, because these are definitely staying in. You can only cast them once per turn, but during it could either be whichever during your turn, you're always gonna draw one. That's one thing. You're always gonna draw one. It's only once per turn though. You're gonna get during your turn. You get +6 on attack, and then for all Mystic Knights, it's not just monsters. I think it's all Mystic Knights. Your item, your monsters, everything. Well, obviously not your set spells because they're not really gonna attack. But anyway, and then counter. This is on your opponent's turn. During their turn, you get +6 defense. Honestly, this is a great offense and defense card. So just use it whenever the fuck you want. So I run 2 Selector of Sins, mostly because it's a counter spell. And it also does, on top of the 3k you're getting from each of these, from the sinks, because they all stack up. If you have 3 of them, they're all gonna be giving +3. So it doesn't matter, you're going up either way. So counter, I think you can add up to 2 Mystic Knights to 2 cards. Okay, you put the top 2 cards of your deck into your gauge. Everything on the field gets +3, and you can add, if your drop zone has 3 or more different fire, put up to 1 spell from your 1 fire spell from your drop to your hand. So on top of it, it gives you a +3. You're getting a fire, because obviously you're always gonna have more than 3 fire on the first turn in your drop zone. So you're getting a free spell back. Hey, I run 2 last songs. I kind of want to put it up to 3, but honestly, I'm not gonna do that. This is a easier version of Holy Magic. The only thing it doesn't do the 3 damage, but it's basically, if you have you may only cast this if you have 2 or more Mystic Knights monsters on the field, which normally you're gonna have that. You're gonna put the top 2 cards of your deck into your gauge. You're gonna gain 2 life, and you're gonna draw 2 cards. So Holy Magic normally is you shuffle 9 different spells into the deck. You draw 2. I think it was you draw 2, do 3 damage, and 2 gauge. So it's kind of the same thing. The only thing is that you're not doing the damage. You're just you're getting life. So I run 2 of these. Basically for if my opponent has this is mostly what I'm thinking for is something like Atora, because I'm not sure if they're still doing a shit ton of bullshit. So I can just if I have 5 different fires in my drop zone, I just activate this, fuck you, rest everything. Or I can just activate it and then bounce something to the hand. So it's not I'm really destroying it. If it says it cannot be destroyed or whatever. If it cannot be rested, then I'll just bounce it. I don't give a shit. Plus it's supposed to cost 5, but obviously it's always gonna be free, because you're always gonna have fire in the drop zone. Then I play 2 droplets of Temptation. It's basically your searcher. Pay 1 gauge, 1 life, put up to 1 Mystic Knight monster and 1 item from your deck into your hand. You can only play with this once per turn. I played the set spell, Roy Flames. I'm guessing is with the RF, because I do have the other Sin cards. I am trying to make that a separate build, honestly, because I still don't have all of them, and I kind of just wanted to play it how I remember it. So yeah, I think it's mostly that you counteract. So all Mystic Knights on your field cannot be rested. That's like a free effect for it. Then counteract during each player attack phase. Return up to one Mystic Knight monster from your field to your hand. If you do, call a Mystic Knight monster with different card name from your hand to an open area by paying its call cost. So basically, you can add anything. Let's just say your opponent, it's like attacking a monster and like that monster has no soul. You're gonna be like, oh well, I counteract, I bounce this to the hand, it loses target, and then I call something else. So that's mostly basically what I play 2 Holy Magic. I already explained it earlier. Basically, you take up to 9 cards. If you take 3 or more, you're gonna put the top 2 cards of your deck into your gauge. If you do 6 or more, you're gonna get, oh, you do gain life. Okay, never mind. So you do gain 2 life and you draw 2. Oh no, okay. If you do 3 or more, you gain 2 gauge, 2 life. If you do 6 or more, you draw 2. If you do 9 or more, you do 3 damage. Honestly, I have been able to do this first turn many times where I do 9 different spells from the drop, and then all the effects on this card resolve if you do 9 or more, so that's why it's really good. Or the proxies for like Sephiroth Lecture, because it was like the one card I actually found that it had like the shortest text. Basically, if you cast a spell, you may cast this as a counter too, and then look at the top 2, add 1 to your hand, 1 to the gauge. That's basically it. It's just broken. I do play in the main deck 2 I don't want to say this. I was about to say Alakazam. I don't know why. So Abracadabra, pay 2 gauge to nullify a spell. Fucking nice. Then I play a 1 of this, pay 5 gauge to destroy up to 2 cards on your opponent's field. If you have 5 different type of fires on the drop zone, it becomes free. Basically, it gets reduced by 1. And then my last card is basically a Gambit. So I don't have a full side deck yet, but honestly, I put these great spell circle, whatever. When you cast a spell, you put the top card of your deck into your gauge, and for this turn, all your opponent's cards get -2 to 1. So basically -2 power, -2 defense, -1 critical. And so you don't have to run 2, you can just run 1, and like you can do 1 of this one and then 1 of the Garga. I do not have the Garga. I'm pretty sure, I don't really remember what the Garga one does anymore. I just know it was used a lot. Yeah, but you can do one-offs. I run 1 more of the old one and then 1 more Asagi, like the new Asagi. And then for the last card, it's this, the Hot Zone. You may only cast this card if you have a plague on the field. That's why I have this. And I mean, like, it's free gauge and it gives negatives, so like it's not that bad. But then like this, you pay 1 gauge, and then for this turn, all your opponent's monsters get -3 and 3. Like, you know, you're already doing -2 with this. If you have this on the field, you cast this, that's already -5. Honestly, it's not that bad. -5. I would also consider if I had them on me to play loyalty. I don't know where the fuck my time sales are, but I know I would play this in side deck at least 2. Pay 2 gauge, pay 2 life, draw 2. Honestly, I really like drawing. I am the type of person that will literally, if I'm about to lose, I will not give a shit. I will just fucking draw my deck until there's like 1 fucking card in there. Attack you, and if I win, I have bragging rights. If I don't, I still don't lose because I technically drew a card and I still got 1 more turn. And if after that I do not lose, if I do not win after that, I just suck at this game, and I just like fucking give up. That's basically it. Thank you for like watching if you did watch, because this is like a long ass fucking video for no reason. I'm gonna try and start doing like more deck profiles. I wanna try and get Garga Magic. I wanna try and get Dragon World Garga, but I think I might do first the the not ultimate one, the other one, like the older. Well, not the old. I kind of want to make the older one too, but I think I'm gonna make fucking it's one that came out. I don't know. Anyway, I'm also gonna make space chickens for my friend. I'm trying to finish Max Dragons. I'm just missing like 2 cards basically. I already have it here. Like I have most of the shits. I have the Burn Novas as a fucking proxy for Cerberus, because I never got to fucking get that stupid card. So yeah. I'm also gonna try, like, I also do play Yu-Gi-Oh! I play Pokemon. My friends, they play Magic, so if someone actually likes Magic, I can just talk to them. They can like help me to like make some games, like get some random ass deck. Maybe we can do that. But for the most part, that's mostly it. Please, I don't know, I guess like, comment, subscribe, even though I don't think that's gonna do shit, but yeah. So if you have trouble pronouncing my name, I don't know why I named it like that, but it's I just thought about it, and it's also because my first D&D character, which I actually started playing D&D recently, I never did think I would like it, but I kind of do like it, so I named it Rikyu. So it's just like Javi Rikyu. I might just change it to Rikyu in general, but I don't know if someone's already named that, so I don't know. I'm gonna just leave it like that for now. Anyway, thank you for watching. Goodbye.